So, understanding the choice of palette. An artist's palette is a very individual and personal thing. It does sometimes change over the period of one's artistic life, but the palette is also particular to that subject and what the artist is trying to say. When we look at the painting, are we seeing pairs of complementary colors? Because the artist is actually painting under a kind of naturalistic appearing light, you know, where there are complementary colors in light and shadow? Or are there local colors that are set up intentionally to be complementary in order to create focal areas or some kind of unity in the picture? Or, you know, is the palette all rather analogous? Are analogous hues being used for another reason of sorts? You know, depending on what the artist is trying to create for the viewer. Lastly, I think it's important to think about the strategies that an artist used to create the composition. Every painting is created in order to create a viewing experience for the viewer. And with that in mind, an artist creates a composition. Where does your eye enter the picture plane? Where does it go? And where does it end up? And what is it showing you along the way? Because what it's showing you along the way is the content of the painting. All the little bits and details, messages. They could be symbolic things, they could be metaphorical things, they could be realist, detailed things that create the overall message that comes across in the painting. And then when you arrive in those places that have a lot of focus, what do you see? What is the artist beckoning you to notice? And in that way you start to decode what the painting is all about. But I encourage you to have that method of inquiry, or the curious mind about what the artist was trying to say. What's the artist's intent? You don't have to have all the answers, but it is interesting to take something that holds this kind of mystery and try and unlock the key, try and decode it. And the pleasure and the understanding that you get from that is the reason to make a practice of doing master copies throughout your artistic career.